right. Well, good evening, everybody. Hello, hello. Tracy, how are you doing? Hello,
Hey,
Crazy Witch. How are you
doing
doing?
great. Doing great.
Let's-
Hey, in that introduction there, I know that's you in that white mask. I know it is.
yeah, there we go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another edition there. So we got a special guest tonight, ain't that right?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
Luna. Welcome to the show there, Luna. We have Jeremy York from Thangs. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring him on. He's got a tight schedule there. Hello there, Jeremy. How are you doing there, kind sir? Welcome,
I
welcome.
am, I am doing pretty good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing
Wonderful.
good.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I got my cat ball set up, ready to rock and roll here. So you see it's activated. So let's see what kind of fun we have. So introduce
I
yourself,
gotta say,
Jeremy.
it's not so much the cat ball that I care too much for, but I really like that tall thing that you got right next to it.
Yeah, I know. That's my baby. She's all right. She's my baby. She's clear out of sight.
Talking
Yeah.
about that,
Anyways, yeah.
I'm talking about the one that's registering your voice, the one
Oh.
that
See,
you
I
got
thought
off
you was
of
talking about
Amazon.
this thing. Yeah. Thank God she ain't watching. Boy, I was embarrassing. But yeah. But how you doing there? Insane Asylum, welcome. Hello.
Hi,
Evening,
Joe.
Pete.
That's
So
actually
yeah.
Joe, friend of mine who is on the Mark Joe show, normally on Friday
Awesome.
nights. Yeah, that is a good friend of ours. His name is Joe.
Awesome. So who are you and what do you do to people that don't know you? Everybody knows who Jeremy is.
You know, sometimes I wonder about that myself. Who am I?
Right?
Um, so before I would always open up saying that I am a paranormal investigator before I say anything else, but now I'm a writer, and writing has pretty much taken top priority over anything that's not family.
Right.
So by writer, what do you mean? You write paranormal stuff? You write books?
I'm working on books. I do write song lyrics.
Yep.
Um, since September, I have been doing almost nonstop writing every single day. And so far, I've gotten either 10 or 12 short stories done. I have an actual novel done, and I am
Wow.
trying to work on completing my second novel.
Wow. What kind of novels are you writing
No,
about?
Well, the two that I've been working on this year have been more crime fiction. I'm not doing what most other people in the paranormal field writing about their investigations or any informational things like that. I'm kind of staying away from that for now. Although I will say that I do have some stories put together from the paranormal that I am going to put together in a book, but that's going to be later on in the future. But the first novel that I have completed is called Crown Jack. It's a fictional town in Kentucky, and it is about a man who has been dubbed the meanest man in Kentucky. He is a tax collector of all people.
It is
Uh,
not Grizzly, ladies and gentlemen, so don't even go there. It's not Grizzly.
um, and that one is done. And the one that I'm working on now is called The Pool, and it's basically about a Deadpool, not Deadpool from the Marvel comics. I'm talking about the actual Deadpool, the betting game that I actually just recently found out a few months ago. Um,
Really?
and yeah, are you familiar what a Deadpool is?
No, I
wasn't
am
there
not.
a movie back in the '80s with Clint Eastwood, the Deadpool?
It was. There
Okay.
was. So what a Deadpool is, you know how people go to places and they place bets on fights, horse races, and things like that.
That sounds like Kentucky. Yeah.
Well, this one here called the Deadpool is people going in and placing bets on which celebrity they think is going to die by a certain time.
Oh,
So I'm writing a book on this one about somebody who is manipulating that so that he can get all kinds of money.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
interesting.
And my goal for this book was to actually be 90,000 words and be done with it. That's roughly 300 pages. Well, today I just crossed the 90,000 words, and I'm not quite done with the story yet.
Wow.
As I went on writing, the story has taken some turns in a couple different places that I wasn't expecting. It's like, okay, let's see where we go from here. So now I'm thinking I'll probably have another 20 or 30,000 before I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of talent for that, man.
It, you know, I always thought it would be a lot of talent to be able to write stories, because I have tried this before, and I'm thinking, okay, I can get so far, but how in the hell do I get to the ending? And that's what I actually did with something that I started 15 years ago called Smile. And that one's only 40,000 words right now. So technically it's novel length, but I got stuck on it because I got to a specific place that I knew where the story had to go, and I know exactly how the story ends. I just don't know how to get from the middle to the end.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I put that one away for 15 years and hadn't touched it.
Wow.
Yeah, I have tons of things in my head. I just can't get it on paper. It's just really hard for me.
I'll tell you what, when it comes to starting a story, that first page is the hardest.
Yep.
It's trying to figure out, okay, where am I going to start? What is going to be that first sentence? Once you get that first sentence in, then it gets a little easier and easier and easier.
Yeah, Chris, we as I'm looking at Jeremy's page, I follow him. I've been following him for a little while. He has a song out right now called "The Battle." Oh, look at Chris's cat ball. It's going off. He pointed out.
Yep. So, yeah, I was actually didn't somebody play there or put that out there the other day or something? It is still going off. It is not stopping. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
It is still going, ladies and gentlemen. So interesting. So they must like your story because it is not turned off yet. And this is unusual because usually it's done stopped by now, and it is still going. So that is very interesting. I never had my cat ball go on for that long, Jeremy. So it must like you talking. So do not stop talking. I do not want to get touched or anything.
Well, I am one of those people that doesn't have the ability to shut up sometimes, and you would have to tell me to shut up. Yeah. Now it stopped.
Yeah, there it did. Oh, oof. So yeah, it's gonna be a good show. Crazy Witch says, "There we go. Look, it's already acting up."
There goes off again.
Yep, unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. So yeah, but no, it is. Now I am still writing on my book. Thank God I have help. So mine is not as in depth as yours, but you are a good writer. It takes a lot of talent to write a book. It does. It really does. It's not as easy as people portray it to be. That's for sure.
Most people have only ever read my lyrics. That's really all I would put out every so often. And there's only a handful of people who have actually read any of my short stories. And so far, the response has been very positive. But right now, I'm technically not allowed to submit anything to a publisher or to an agent because of being on workman's comp. Because my lawyer told me that any income that I make, they can use that against me in the benefits that I'm getting and the surgeries that I'm still waiting on.
That is correct. That is correct. You got to love the good old government and their damn laws, I tell you. So
well, I'm actually okay with that because this has given me a chance to start building up a catalog.
Right. That's a good way to look at it, though.
Yeah. So that way, let's say I submit one of the books. By the time all of this is done, if they don't like it, hey, okay, let's try this book.
There you go. Yeah, I like that. That's a good way to put a spin on it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tracy, you going to write a book? You ought to write a book.
Actually,
write a book.
A couple of years ago, I put together a great imaginative story in my head, but I did get it in, just main characters, main stuff written down on paper for the most part, the idea anyway. I never came up with the storyboard, but I know in my head what it is. And actually my sister-in-law, she has had a book published about a year ago, I guess. And, she was offering to help with it here and there, but man, Grizzly, I just got too much stuff going on. Once I get it, everything caught up here, hopefully within the next month or two, then I'll be able to sit down and talk, looking at Jeremy and knowing he's got that stuff going on might be something I might talk to him about. He might, he's interested in something like that. I know we talked offline before about lyrics because like Jeremy's saying, he's a lyricist as well. And that's kind of what I am too. And one day him and I might have to collaborate.
Nothing wrong with that. Hell, everybody loved the song I played the other night. I thought it was a good hit. So
no, thanks. And like I said, if you go on Jeremy's Facebook page, he's got a song on there called "The Battle" that he wrote, and he's singing on it. It sounds pretty good. It's you can tell there's a lot of emotion in it. It's pretty good. Y'all check it out, Grizz, if you haven't already.
I'll definitely
do that.
That song came from several different places. Are you guys familiar with UNI Research?
No. I am not.
Okay, so they are a team out of New York, and they are predominantly a research team. UNI Research. They don't go in and just investigate like everybody else does. They do outside the box experiment to see what works, what doesn't work, and they actually collect data from it and try to do a measuring system on it and check out the different kinds of trends and locations of this and that. And they're have been filming documentary called Paranormal Puzzle, which I'm also a part of. And John, he's the leader of the whole thing. He, about 2 years ago, lost his brother. And his brother was a very big part of this whole thing, and it just completely took it off into a different direction. And when we were working on filming last year, we actually came to each other about an idea of doing an original song. Because as far as we both know, there has never been an original song done on any kind of paranormal show that we are aware of. So this is basically a first, we think.
Oh, that's awesome.
And in October last year, I wrote the lyrics, gave them to John, and he found somebody to put music to it. And they did the recording of it. They turned it into a song, gave it back to John. He liked it. He played it for me. I liked it. I thought they did a pretty decent job at it. And then we got the song registered on BMI, and he released it last Monday, May 1st, which had been the plan. And then all of a sudden I started getting a couple messages. I would like to hear you sing this one.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And I have a program where I can take any song and strip the vocals of it. So I did that. And I also did a little addition to the very end of the song, because I'm not a big fan of songs that end suddenly. I like something that just kind of fades out a little bit.
Right.
So I was able to manipulate that and take a piece of the beginning and put it at the end, but make it sound like the ending of the song. And then I put in my own vocals, which was not done in a studio or anything like that. It was done in my living room.
Yeah.
I did 2 takes of it because I flubbed up on the second verse first time. Then I did the whole thing on the second try, overlaid it onto the music, listened to it. Okay, let's see how this goes. Put it out on Saturday, and wow, the response that I've gotten from that.
Really?
One person told me I need to get it put out on Spotify. Haven't quite figured out how to do that yet.
Well, that's not hard. I know how to do that. So
Yeah, I've never done it. I had my producer put it on for me. I'm not sure how, but I know it's not that expensive.
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
I'm trying to do everything as on the cheapest possible.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? You know, because a lot of people think we're making tons of money doing this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We're not. All this comes out of our pocket.
No.
So yes,
That much.
yeah, right, yeah.
This right
Software,
this right here has cost me a lot of money already. I ain't made a dime,
membership fees.
but I'm never asking to make any money off of it either, though. So that's why it's free.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hello, Terry. Hello, FDL. Hey, Aussie, what's going on? Welcome to the show. We have
everybody.
Jeremy. Yes, and my cat ball loves Jeremy tonight. Yes, it has been very activated. Or active,
Has it stopped since it started going off the second time?
Yes, it has. But every time I say your name or you talk, it just keeps going. So yes, Jackie really must like you. So yeah, fascinating, crazy witch, isn't it? It's still going. Interesting. So, and usually doesn't do that, does it, Tracy?
No, not that much. No. So how long you been how long were you an investigator for, Jeremy? I know you said that you probably still do it a little bit here and there if you wanted to, but you've been in it a while, ain't you?
I've been in it for a while. Truth be told, I have done absolutely none this year. I was actually supposed to do an investigation on April Fool's Day of all days, and I started getting sick a couple of days before that.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking, yeah, it's not going to be a good idea because I had just been sick prior to that and lost my voice for 3 months and just got it back.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, great, now I'm going to lose my voice again. Luckily, it didn't happen. But it's the same old thing, scratchy throat, runny nose, although my nose is always running now because of the circumstances from the accident. So that, but it was doing more so than usual. Nah, I'm not going to be able to make it. And it wasn't one of those things where I had to be there. I was actually going to be helping out.
Yeah.
Somebody running a public event, and I was just going to be one of her left hands. Normally she would say right hand man, but I'm left-handed, so I'm the left-hand man.
Gotcha.
But we do have something planned sometime next month. I don't remember the exact date, but we do have something planned for next month, and then another one planned in July, and then I've got a couple locations myself scheduled in August. I'm going to be going out to Colorado. And then immediately after Colorado, I'll be coming back home and doing Waverly Hills.
Oh, that's cool.
You got to let me know when you're going out there because that's right down the road for me.
Seriously?
Yes. I live like 47. My mom used to work there when I was a kid.
Okay, we're going to have to talk.
Yeah. Yes. And that is like 47 minutes away from where I live. Yes.
Northeast, south, or west?
I live right outside Louisville. So I used to live when I was growing up, before we moved out of Louisville, I lived right down the street from it. My mom used to play in the tunnels when she was a kid. So, yeah.
Are you towards Elizabethtown?
No, I'm on the east side of Louisville.
Okay.
Right outside. Yeah.
Because I've got a good friend who lives just outside of Elizabethtown.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You got to let me know when you're coming up. Absolutely. So, County is supposed to be, Paranormal is supposed to be going out there in June. They're like, Grizzly, if you want to go, man, we got an extra ticket. I'm like, hell yeah, don't ask me twice. And I haven't heard from them since. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm starting, and I know they're working. I'm not trying to throw underneath the bus, everybody, but I'm going to send them another message. So, yes, because their tickets are not that bad. But I'm like, man, anybody that's coming to Louisville got to hook up with Grizzly. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. I've got camcorders. I got gadgets. I got tools. Look, even Jackie wants it too. I'll bring my own cat balls.
Yeah, bring those cat balls.
Yes.
It's,
So
it's been 2 years since I've been to Waverly. I had been going to Waverly every year since I started going, and last year was the first time I didn't go because of all that had been going on.
yeah.
And then once that was starting to get settled, I was okay. Let's go, let's go. So I booked a date, which happens to be the day before um, a day that I was invited to go. So now I'm going to be doing Waverly 2 nights in a row, back to back,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that'd be good.
and
Uh,
it'll
that's
actually
all.
be the third time I've done that, doing Waverly 2 nights in a row. I you can't get that building all in one night.
No, no, no. Jackie, do you have a crush on Jeremy? I think Jackie's got a crush on Jeremy because this ball has been going off ever since you've been talking. Have you noticed that, Tracy?
Oh yeah.
Nonstop.
Hey, who is Jackie?
So Jackie actually owns these dolls above my head. Okay, so I was in a antique store, and I was walking, and I heard this.
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
And I turned around, and there was nobody in the aisle. And I thought, well, hell, that was strange. And I was like, I thought I heard kids. So I looked to my right, and there was these dolls sitting on the shelf. And I thought, well, it was just kids in the store. So I was like, I was like, I thought of Tracy, and I thought our show. I was like, man, this would be cool to have some props and all this other stuff. I was like, hey, man, come here. I was like, you see these dolls? I said, I want 2 of them. She's like, 4. And like, 2, 4, 2. I said, 4. She said 4. I said, yeah, I'll take 4. No, 2. She almost got me to buy 4. Anyways, long story short, I had to buy 4. I was like, damn it. So I got them home, and we start playing with them and everything. And next thing you know, all hell starts breaking loose. My backdrop's being tossed and thrown. Books flying, poltergeist. My dynamic books are flying off the shelves. Things being, all hell is just been on my live show. So I had the psychic on my show, and out of nowhere, he goes, "You got dolls." And I'm like, I was like, "Oh man," he saw one of my shows. He's punking me out, whatever. So he gave me a reading. And he was like, you got not 1 doll, but it's like 2 dolls, like something like twins. Making a long story short, this lady owned these dolls, and she has a mind as a child. And she adored these dolls. And I was disrespecting these dolls because I was like putting in front of the camera, like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, tonight you're going to name this doll. And I was poking them, making fun of them, and whatnot. And she did not like that. So she was very spiteful and teaching me a lesson. So now I have to say good morning, Jackie. Good afternoon, Jackie. And I have to treat the dolls and everything else. Now everything's fine. So I got cat balls, I got my spirit box, I got my REM pod and all that other stuff. Now Jackie likes to play. So every time we do one of these shows, and Crazy Witches, yep, I witnessed it. It freaked me out so bad, Jeremy. I had to shut down my live feed. I didn't know what was going on. I was throwing holy water everywhere because I keep a lot of holy water. By the way, I am a reverend. So just in case you didn't know, last time we didn't speak. So yes, I did get my certification in that. So
That really affected you.
oh yes, it did. So yes.
I happen to have my own doll. Her name is Lucy.
Oh Lord.
Just got her a year ago, and she was actually found inside of a safe at a Masonic temple.
That is not good, ladies and gentlemen. When they put it in a safe, that is not good.
I'm looking here in my computer, share a picture.
This is why I wish I had one of my psychics up on here. We can bring him on so they can see a picture of his doll and like, ah! So I had a psychic the other night, Tracy, on the show, and I was taking each doll, bringing them down. They're like, oh, no, it's a bad one. So out of the twin dolls, one of them has power over the other one. The one psychic from Greece told me, yes. So very interesting, yes.
Yeah, the one last night was pretty accurate with me. So
yes. Oh man, when I saw you was on there, I was like, oh man, give him a rating. Come on, give Tracy a rating.
Yeah.
So
I was just glad it wasn't anything negative.
Nah. Oh, yeah, that is creepy. No, I am no way in hell. I would set that thing on fire. Look at that,
a
ladies
lot
and
of people
gentlemen.
have said ever since she was discovered. A lot of people have said, "Ooh, that doll is evil. That
Oh,
doll
it
is
is.
That
got
looks it.
everything." It looks it, but it's completely benevolent.
My ass. How do you know that?
Well, I've had her for a year, and nothing has happened, and she's been sitting on my couch the whole time.
FD, I was like, I want them.
Not for sale. So the lady that had her uh, before I got her, her name is Adrienne Clayton. She's one of my dearest friends. She's in Colorado, which real quick, Luana.
Uh-huh.
She said that she lives in Denver, Colorado. That's actually where I'm going next month. I will be passing through Denver, almost to Denver. I'm actually going to Greeley on my way to Reno, Nevada for a bowling tournament. That's going to be in less than a month, actually 3 weeks. And then in August, I'll be coming back to the area because we're going to be doing a monastery
Oh, great.
down south of Denver. So I'm looking forward to that. But Lucy, when Adrian had her for a little over a year herself, and the only thing that ever happened is that she fell off a shelf. And the reason she fell off a shelf is because she's very top heavy. And if you don't sit her just right, she is going to fall over.
I like the way he explained that. That's very scientific. I
'Cause
would still freak myself out and mess my pants.
she looks creepy. There is no question in that.
Have
But
you taken an EMF reader to her?
nah, never
What?
felt the need to.
Hey,
She
yes.
may have something attached to her, but in all truth and honesty, I am not worried about it one bit. I take her everywhere I go. She goes with me. Sometimes she sits in the front seat. Sometimes she's hidden away in a bag.
Oh
Uh,
my Lord.
but
FDL Paranormal, you two are brothers and another mother from a oh my good gracious.
Hi, Irene.
Oh my Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this commercial. I cannot believe this.
My gosh, they're all going against the wind.
Hi, welcome back to another edition of Paranormal Plus with Grizzly and Tracy Edmond. This edition is brought to you by Western Bigfoot, Paranormal Investigations, LLC. Thank you, Mr. Don Wadden. Yes, hello, Irene from Japan, Tokyo. Hello, Steve. Yeah, I actually acquired a haunted doll from Ohio. Said if it got upset, she would cry blue tears. No, I'm good. I would drown that damn thing in holy water. Yes, no, I'm good. Crazy witch. No, that dog. Yeah, I know. I mean,
now,
he
that
proudly
one
puts
there,
the seatbelt on her in the front seat.
that one
Okay.
there, some people have said that they think that there is a benevolent spirit attached to her, and that she is protection. That she does protect people. And I'd be more inclined to believe that than anything else.
Well, you're lucky my psychic's not online because I was getting ready to pop her up here and be like, hey, check out this doll and tell me what you think. I want your face melt off of her. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really weird that somebody cut the top of her head off and stuffed a whole bunch of things in there, because you can see this is a resin dome that
Mhm.
and they just put a bunch of random things in there. There's a screw in there. There's a tiny little nameplate in there that's got the name Dean on it. I don't know where Dean came from. There's a fishbone supposedly in there. There is a
Oh,
film
good
strip.
gracious.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird little things, and then they sealed it in with that dome. Um,
Oh my God.
my guess is
Our
that
Father, thou art in heaven.
my my guess is that she was used as for some ritual over there at the Masonic Temple. As we all know, that Masonic temples, they do crazy things in those buildings.
Yes, they do.
So that's what I'm theorizing, is that she was used for something of a ritual.
Great. I'm gonna have nightmares, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
think she winked at you, Grizzly.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
You might have to rewind that later and see.
I cannot. You know what? If I pulled him over with that doll in that front seat, I would even give him a ticket. I would say, "Have a good day." I would just walk away, ladies and gentlemen.
Agreed.
I wouldn't even ask for his license.
Well, I'll tell you this. Where is it? I have a picture of the very first time I got my hands on that doll. How does that look to you?
It looked like you're very happy to have it. Just
Oh,
what I
yeah.
expected. Look at him.
Yeah.
And that is actually at the Masonic Temple where she was found.
Did you ever take her back?
I haven't been back since that particular time. The ladies that run it, they have asked me a couple times, when am I coming back? I keep telling them I'm planning on it, but I just don't have the time to be able to stop by to visit them,
Gotcha.
because it's in Salina, Kansas. But I do plan on going back there someday, hopefully soon. Whether or not it's this year, I don't know.
Where are you located right now? I mean, what's your home state or area?
New Haven, Indiana.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, you ain't too far away from me.
No. I know Ricky Hilliard, he spoke highly of you when I was talking to him the last couple times. So
Ricky actually lives about 20 minutes away from where I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty good guy.
Yep.
What are you thinking, Grizz? You look
Well,
like you're in deep concentration.
Yeah, I am Googling why would you put Stan's heads.
Oh.
I'm coming up with all kinds of voodoo, hoodoo, moojoo, all kinds of stuff. Rituals.
One friend of mine down in Alabama, she thinks that the doll was actually used for a fertility ritual.
Superstition range from practitioner. Well, sharp things there. I ain't reading that out loud. Darkness. Yeah, I'm not reading that out loud. I'm good. Yeah, more power to you. FDL. That's right up. That's right up your paranormal, or right up your alley.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with Lucy. Nothing dark about her. Nothing bad. She just looks creepy.
Y'all crack me up.
Man,
nothing wrong with the FDL Paranormal reading out in the Dynamic Bible either when nothing's hitting the fan when he's doing on his little ghost adventure. So yeah.
we got a lot of old dolls too, but we don't. Yeah, we never really had to mess with anything like that, So
I do take her with me to every location that I go to, because when you look at her, if you look at the dress, you can definitely tell that doll was played with by a child. That doll has been played with. So I'm thinking, okay, let's see if I can use this as a trigger object.
Yeah. We've taken dolls on hunts with us too. To if we knew that there was a child involved, toys, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely great idea for trigger objects for sure.
Right. I do have TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook pages made for her. It's been a while since I've posted anything, but the reason I got that is I really want to know her story, and I'm hoping that somebody will come across one of those pages and say, "Hey, I remember that doll," and contact me and tell me where she came from.
I'm wondering if you could go to like the homepage of the city and throw that picture on there, just on Facebook's homepage for.
It will catch on fire, Tracy. Are you? It's going to catch on fire.
Yeah, but I bet somebody might actually reach in there and maybe if they saw it, they could give you some information.
Yeah, they'll have a heart attack. It's alive! Oh my God! We thought, no.
But when she was found in that safe, they have no idea how long she's been in there. And no idea why or who put her in there.
Interesting.
Yeah, crazy. Wait, I know.
I would have shut the safe and just left. just saying, that'd been me.
But ever since I've had her, every time I've had to go to have surgery since I've gotten her, I've taken her with me. She is sitting in the prep room with me while I'm getting all hooked up with IVs and everything.
Well, like you said, if it's a protective spirit, though, that could be a good thing, right?
Absolutely.
Demons could be that way. They can be nice. They can be like they're good people.
Until they don't want to be, right, Grizzly?
That is right.
I
right, Jackie.
This. I am thoroughly being entertained by watching Grizzly squirm the way that he does.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to get my anointing oil out and put it on my forehead.
Well, don't show the picture to your other dolls, Grizzly. They might want to come down and see her.
No, they probably catch on fire.
Get that holy water, go. Start doing it.
So somebody asked me, no, I do not make my own holy water. I get it by the wine bottles from a Catholic church from Lexington. I can't remember the church, but now I get it up in my hometown. And when I moved, it was funny, ladies and gentlemen, because my parents were helping me unload my vehicle into my studio, and my parents were talking. They were like, and I was like, what in the world are they talking about? My mom's like, son, we need to have a discussion. I'm like, okay. They're like, I think you have a problem. I'm like, no, Joe. You trying to tell me something I don't know? And she held up a wine bottle. She's like, I think you got a drinking problem. I'm like, what? And she said, there's a bunch of these in your back seat. I'm like, well, yeah. She's like, yeah, but don't you think it's excess? I'm like, Mom. I was like, open it up and smell it. It smells like pool water. She's like, son, it's okay. We'll talk. I'm like, Mom, open it up. And what she does? She pops it open. She goes, she said, Mine. It does. It smells like bleach water. I'm like, it's holy water, guys. So yeah, they thought I was an alcoholic. So yeah.
How do you get a doll like that? Well, let me tell you this. I am a firm believer that the doll is the one who chose to be with me.
Yeah, some people do believe in that. Yes.
Yeah. Just like people when it comes to the crystals that they use for the pendulums, they say that the crystal itself chooses the person, not the other way around. And I believe the same thing for Lucy. It was like she was meant to come stay with me.
Oh, that's freaky.
I have some stuff like that. My wife and I like to antique a lot, older toys, stuff like that. And it's almost like you walk up to something you're thinking, man, it's got to be to me, it's almost like it's got to be too expensive. Ain't no way it's going to be, cheap enough for me. And then it's like, wow, there it is.
The cat ball just got launched off.
I just saw that move.
Holder. It jumped.
Yeah, I saw that.
It literally jumped.
I didn't even see it.
Yes, it jumped off. So, look, I'm shaking. See? You and your damn doll.
She likes that doll, Chris.
Yes.
We might need to get that doll to that location.
Oh,
So that was at 41 minutes. I'll go back and take a look at
yes.
it.
It actually came off the cell phone stand. Now,
Yeah.
cell phone stand, ladies and gentlemen, is tilted at an angle. So yes.
Yeah, I saw it out the corner of my eye. I saw it come off there.
The last time Jeremy got thrown at me, it scared the hell out of me. So it bounced. Yeah, scared the hell out of me. So
Maybe he's getting a little jealous of his doll because she's got a little crush on Jeremy.
Crazy Witch is laughing. I think Jackie does. So I mean, that was awful weird. I mean, can you imagine being in the hospital getting hooked up to IVs and seeing some dude come in with the doll with the half skull missing? And yeah, no, I'm good. That had to be a conversation for a week in that hospital.
All the nurses that I have had, we've had some interesting conversation. They're like, "Oh, that is so cool."
Yeah,
it's like a whole new world has opened up to them.
unbelievable.
Until you get the one that wants you to see the psychiatrist. Gotta watch out for that. Gotta watch out for that.
I'm surprised nobody has said anything about that.
Yeah. Well,
we all get a little crazy sometimes, don't we?
oh yeah.
And then I forget my psychiatrist said, "What do you do for fun?" And I was like, "Bigfoot and ghost hunt." She's like, "What?" She's like, "You're joking." I'm like, "No."
You always like
She's
the look
like-
people give you when you tell them what you do.
Yeah, that was a very interesting conversation. So, yeah,
Sounds like it.
it was very interesting. So, yeah.
Well, now it's more commonplace, so which is better than a couple of years ago when you tell them that stuff. So,
Yeah. Well, I still can't tell you where I used to work on the PD because they get upset. So, yeah. Especially when I talk about some of the stuff I used to do. But, yeah, in the ditch, I never did tell you that story. I'll tell you offline about that one.
there you go.
It's funny. It is. But no, man. And if, ladies and gentlemen, when something wants to go home with you, it is because it will actually call to you. And whether you're online looking at something, you'll be like, oh, or you're in the store and you're like, it does. Now, I've heard crystals before, magnetite or magnet or whatever, that some people where it cleanse you and that actually shatters in people's hands after it's done. I'm like, damn, are you that dirty? So, no, that's now, ladies and gentlemen, that's freaky. Now I never took an egg and wiped it over somebody's body and broke it. It turned out black. Now I've never done that before. But but damn.
Well,
a crystal breaking?
Lucy, it wasn't even like that. I mean, I was drawn to her, but it wasn't in a way where I got to take her home. What it was is that last year I was going to Las Vegas and I was passing through Denver, and I had planned on staying with Adrian and Zach. Zach's her husband, to stay with them for 3 days. Well, I get there, and Adrian is showing me the room that I was going to be sleeping in. They have been in the process of becoming foster parents.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got there, they still had, I think, 2 more classes they had to do before they could actually be certified and then get foster parents. So I'm there for a while. So, okay, I'm going to show you the room you'll be sleeping in, and then I'm also going to show you something that you're going to be taking home with you. Okay. And what in the world is she giving to me? So she took me to my room, and it is all set up. It's got bunk beds and everything, because they were expecting it to get in 2 kids. She said, right behind you, that's what you're taking home. And I turn around, and there's Lucy sitting on the dresser. At the time, she was not named. She did not have a name. It was about a week after I got home when I finally settled on Lucy. And I was completely flabbergasted that she was giving her to me. And the reason she decided to give her to me is because she did not want her creeping out the foster kids. So the only alternative she would have had, besides giving it to somebody, is packing her away and putting her in a closet. She did not want to do that with her. And there have been people who have offered her money up to $1,000 for that doll.
So,
She did not. She did not want to do that because she was afraid that that person would turn around and sell it to Zach Bagans. That would have been a
oh,
mistake. So she ended up giving her to me.
oh.
Yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, now I will contest to what he's saying. Now, my oldest daughter, she watched Chucky. She's 28. All right. She watched Chucky when she was a kid, and it messed her up. Yes. She still has nightmares when she was a child from watching Chucky. Chucky Bride. Chucky kills. Chucky's coming. Whatever.
And
Yes.
she's 28 and still having nightmares?
Yes, she still has. She still never forgives me for that.
Wow.
So, yes. I'm sorry, honey. I did call you out on that.
There's actually a pretty good series on one of the streaming networks.
I know. When he said that about messing up kids, ladies and gentlemen, it does.
I actually had the second season.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
How would I go figure, ladies and gentlemen? Right
Yeah,
in his reach.
I bought it a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't watched it yet. Right now, I'm in the middle of a Stephen King marathon of all his movies, and I'm getting to the end of that. Because what I'm doing is, this is all a part of for my writing, is I'm watching these movies and I'm trying to learn how these characters are interacting with each other. And plus, I'm reading his books too. I'm currently in the middle of reading The Outsider, which is pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, the books and the movies are two different things, ladies and gentlemen. They do not compare.
For the most part, they are very different, but there are some where they are almost spot on.
Yes.
The body is spot on with The Stand. Shawshank Redemption is very close. The Langoliers is very close. I have watched the entire series of The Outsider, and so far, with few exceptions, it is staying fairly close to how the book is. But I'm only 200 pages into that book right now. There's still another 370, I think.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Yeah, I remember all those shows. Hell, Jaws scared the hell out of me when I was growing up. Yes, I was afraid to go swimming at the lake. I remember those.
Play for that movie. Storm so, I have the screenplay for that one.
Do you really?
Yes. Well, he released it. He released it as a screenplay for you to read.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And Michael Myers is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, I remember getting some. You know what? It's interesting seeing them to remake some of those. You know what? Like Twister 2024 is coming out too. I can't wait to see that one.
I heard something about that. I'm thinking, damn, are they? It's great that they're coming out with sequels to some things, but let's get some original ideas out there, for crying out loud.
I want to see what it's going to be like that with all the CGI and CIG and Sat Chat and all that other crap. I want to see what the graphics going to look like. So
I agree with Jeremy, man. There's not really any originality, even in some music that you hear anymore. You know, a lot of it sounds the same, and the movies for certain are, you know, they're not really selling anymore at the theaters too much. You know, the last Scream was the same really to me as the first Scream.
I didn't waste my time on that.
Yeah, just
I haven't seen the latest Scream, not yet.
It's just a little bit different twist, but to me, you know, it's the same. Although, you know, there's so many of them out there that they just can't come up with something original, you know.
Oh, Cocaine Bear, they're still getting married down there in Lexington with it. Yes.
But there's another one. There's a part 2 for Cocaine Bear, ain't there? It's in a different country or something.
Serious?
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's going to be in a different country or a different state or something. It's something. I didn't even see the first one.
Well, I
don't even waste your money. Don't even waste your money.
Decided to do one of them sci-fi things. I think it's called Cocaine Shark.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I mean, now somebody came up on Facebook with cocaine Sasquatch, and I was like, now that would be interesting. So,
Cocaine Sasquatch, I would be more apt to believe because Sasquatch is supposed to be human-like.
yeah. So,
Imagine how fast he'd be then, right?
Post
no comment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to even touch
Post
that one.
Exorcist, I want to see that movie. One of my best friends sent me the trailer for that a few months ago, and I thought that looks cool as hell.
It is a very good movie.
There is also another one that it was Anthony Hopkins, actually, I think. It's called The Exorcism of God. And that one was a really good show.
I haven't seen that one.
I don't think it was exactly released in mainstream, but it was put out in stores. But I don't think it was out in theater. But it was a really good show.
Huh. Tucker and Dale's Evil versus anytime you say Tucker and Dale, you know it's going to be something ignorant and hilarious. So yeah, Crazy Witch.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
I've never
heard of Tucker and Dale.
Yeah. I knew Crazy Witch would come out of the left ballpark with that. Evil Dead Rise is cool though too. Yeah, I'm always down with Evil Dead.
It looks like it'll be good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I just remember the first one.
So that's why with my stories, I'm trying to come up with original ideas, and I do have some. I've got a list of the original ideas that I want to do, but one book at a time.
Yeah, it's going to be this time consuming for you, I would imagine.
It has been. Right now, my quota is 2,000 words a day, and I'm doing that. It's only 5-6 pages, depending on the format.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes me 2 hours to do it. Other times it's taking me 6 hours to do it. But 2,000 words, if you do that for 90 days straight, you have 180,000 words plus, and that's roughly 500 pages that you can write in 3 months. So I do that in the afternoon, and then after I'm done with that, then I focus on family, get my daughter from school, feed her supper, bath, and all of that. And then at night, I'm working on my lyrics. I have been working for the last couple of months getting every lyric I've ever written onto the computer. Now that is done. Now I am going through a list, this list right here, and numbering all of them on the files to get them in chronological order of what I've written.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
So that part should be done by the end. In about 2 weeks, I'm doing about 200 of those a day. And I've got about 2,200 lyrics that I've written over the last 30 years. And once I'm done with that, then I'm going to kick my goal up to 4,000 words a day. Do 2,000 in the afternoon, then do the family thing, then 2,000 at night.
Wow.
Different story.
Man, that's a lot of imagination for sure.
Well,
it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the evening. We got to learn to turn Jeremy loose. He's got another show. Well, thank you, Jeremy, for coming on. Greatly appreciate it.
Before he goes, I found the original Ghost song.
Did you?
Yeah.
There we go. We're gonna get kicked off YouTube.
You cannot go wrong.
But Jeremy, it was an honor, like always, having you on the show, buddy.
Nice to meet you finally face to face, Jeremy.
It is. Privilege to be up here.
We'll hook up, buddy.
Yeah. The next show, if you guys are watching on Things Network, the next show that I'm getting ready to do is actually a wrestling show. It's called Marks on Wrestling. And tonight we're going to be doing a review of WrestleMania 39 from last month.
Oh, hey, ladies and gentlemen, stand by. Hey, take care, everybody. Love you all. Stay tuned. Take care. Bye, guys. See ya.
It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not a chipmunk? Action. No, I'm out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just going to sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.
Fall!